guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be my third podcast episode, and honestly just kind of an update because it's been a very long time since I posted a video. I uploaded a video a couple days ago, but like actually recording it, it's been a long time. So there's been a lot of updates since then, and I would like to share them with you and also talk about my favorite spring knitting projects in case you guys need a little bit of inspiration. So without any further ado, let's just get right into the video. So right now I am knitting a original design by me. It's like a diagonally opening, it's going to be like a Chinese sweater, and I have these red frog clasps that I bought from Japan that are gonna go diagonally all the way down on this opening. It's gonna be really cool. And I think, I don't know yet, hopefully this is gonna be a drop shoulder situation because I think I made it too short to be like a drop shoulder, like not wide enough, but it'll probably work out. I think this yarn is gonna stretch because it's alpaca. This is actually my mom's yarn. She bought this yarn from a store in San Diego, I believe, and I don't have the name of the yarn. I think the store is going out of business anyways, but it's from like a local hand dye place where they like actually have alpacas and they shave the alpacas and they make the yarn, and it had like the name of the alpaca that the yarn came from, and her name was Rosie, and there's like a picture of it. It's really cute, and it was on sale. I think it was like half off at the yarn store. So she bought these and now I'm using them because I ran out of yarn, guys. I ran out of yarn. It's such a happy day to run out of yarn. I mean, I still have like a stash of just a bunch of leftover yarn, but that's pretty much all I have right now, which is honestly like goals for me. I love running out of yarn. It makes me feel so free. I don't know why. I like having yarn only for the projects that I'm working on, which is really nice, because I can just focus. I'm also a monogamous knitter, which I didn't even know what that was until a YouTube comment said that like, oh, it's nice to hear from a fellow monogamous knitter. And then I like had to Google that. I had no idea. But yeah, I only work on one project at a time. This year though, I've had to work on like sometimes 2 projects at a time just because maybe I didn't bring all the materials for it on a trip and I had to like start the other one that I had. But yeah, anyways, so I'm really excited about this. I don't know how I'm gonna knit or write the pattern for it. It's going to be interesting, but I will say I do kind of feel like a field medalist because I did a bunch of this mental math in my head about how I'm going to do the diagonal, how many stitches I'm going to cast on, like how the construction is going to work while I was sitting in line at the, or like waiting in line at the airport, like just doing it all in my head, mental math. And I barely thought into it more, like double checked, and somehow it like turned out exactly right, and I'm feeling really good about it right now. So yeah, that's actually really funny. I didn't have to unravel it at all. I just had to unravel a bit of the sleeve because I think I casted it on too tight, like too little stitches, so now I'm doing more. And I was kind of debating whether I wanted to do the cable all around, so like the whole sleeve be cables like this, or if I wanted to do like a seed stitch or moss stitch and then just have like one cable in the middle. But I decided that just because this whole thing is only cables, I decided that I had to do just like the sleeve and make it all cables because I feel like it kind of would look a little bit funny if I did it the other way. And I will say, I also am worried about running out of yarn for this one. My mom bought 7 skeins of this, and I think each skein is 175 meters, which in theory would be like 1,200 or so meters in total. And for me, that should be enough to knit a sweater, especially in like a worsted weight US 7 needle size. But I'm still pretty scared, so I haven't casted off the bottom yet because I am intending to do an Italian bind off. And once you do an Italian bind off, you don't undo the Italian bind off. It's very, very difficult. So I'm just leaving it on a wire with needles in it to just like stop it from unraveling until I finish at least one sleeve so I can gauge how many balls I use, because I have 3 whole balls left. I'm using like one of the 3 remaining ones, and then I have a very small ball remaining for the bottom, so I may make it a little bit shorter just because it's alpaca and I do think it's going to stretch some. So that remains to be seen of what's going to happen there. But in cases like this, like I remember talking about my terracotta sweater and how I had like this much yarn remaining at the end, and so I was knitting it really fast, and I usually do the collar first, but I did one sleeve first because I needed to see how much yarn was remaining and what I had to do, because I bought that yarn in Svalbard and it would have been really hard for me to get that dye lot again, if ever, honestly. So yeah, I ended up having enough, but wow, that was like really stressful. And I didn't know. I did not know. I would have bought an extra ball if I had known it was going to come out that way, but it's okay. We made it. But I will say, for Rama garn, I would buy an extra ball of yarn, because usually for the projects, for some reason, I always almost run out. Almost always. It's so weird. I think for the Nordic mix one, I did run out, but luckily I was able to find an extra like of the same dye lot in another store. They had it in the US, which was really nice. But yeah, so I know a lot of people watched my short on my weaving class in Peru, which I'm kind of surprised by, because I didn't know that a lot of people were gonna be interested in that. But yeah, I just was in Peru actually, and I went for about a week, which is kind of a long time for me because I feel like I don't spend that much time in a lot of places. But Peru was just like, it was so fascinating, and I haven't spent that much time in South America. Honestly, that's my second country there, and now I just like, I really have the itch to explore more of it. And Peru, I don't know, like when I look on Peru on a map, I don't really grasp how large it is. It is huge. It's a really big country, and there's so much geographical diversity. I mean, like one second you're at the beach with mountains, like lush flowers, and then you drive a couple hours, you're in the desert, like barren landscape, and then you take like a 1 hour flight and like there's mountains, super high altitude, like 12,000 feet altitude. It's really, really incredible, and I highly suggest going there. And also they are really famous for their alpaca wool, which is really cool. I actually went to some yarn stores in Lima, but I didn't end up buying anything because I didn't have a project in mind. And also I just feel like sometimes alpaca is a little bit too soft for what I'm thinking of making, like a little bit too drapey, and I kind of want something with a bit more structure, if that makes sense. So at that time I didn't buy anything. Yeah, I also had this alpaca yarn waiting for me at home. But yeah, so when I went to Cusco, which is where people fly into to go see Machu Picchu, it's that really high altitude city. I booked a weaving class that I found on Viador, which I think there's multiple. There's not just one, there's multiple, but the one I went to was run by like, I think it supports single mothers in that community, which is really awesome. And so you kind of drive 1 hour outside of Cusco, and it's this little house, like a 2-story house in a village overlooking like lush green beautiful mountains with so many wildflowers. I got really lucky at the time of year I went, which was in like early March. I guess that's autumn, or maybe still technically winter, or no, sorry, wait, hold on. No, I think it's still technically end of summer, beginning of autumn for them, but they had all these wildflowers blooming. I'm gonna insert some pictures over here. If not, you can also watch my short on it. It was so beautiful. I couldn't get over the views. And they had alpacas and llamas also, and I got to walk one of the llamas, and they had all these hand-dyed yarns, and they actually let me, so we went into the garden and we picked all these flowers and used the flowers and the leaves. We separated, we just like, they were huge flowers. I'm gonna insert a picture here. I can't get over how pretty they were, and the fact that they just like let me pick them. Gorgeous flowers. I don't know what the type is. We picked the red ones and the yellow ones, and we just plucked all the leaves off and put them, like separated them. And then we used leaves as well for the green dye. So the orangish dye was the red and yellow flowers, and then the pink dye was actually insect blood from a cactus, and you kind of just smash the insect, and the blood is this really interesting crimson color. I could not smash the insect, unfortunately. I asked the instructor to do it. I just got nervous. I'm kind of scared of insects. I'm also scared of fish. that's kind of a random fact about me. I don't know why. I have like a fish phobia, like both live and like food fish, you know. But anyway, so they asked me if I wanted to make a pink color or a purple color, and I just said a pink color. So I think they were using some sort of crystal color holder. Like I think it just makes the color not bleed out when you wash it. So it retains the color, and they were like mixing that in there and just some other herbs to create the dye. And I got to keep the three yarn skeins that I dyed. Actually, I'm gonna show you. I'll be right back. Here's the yarn. So this is the one that was made with the flowers. This is the insect blood one. And then this is the green leaf one. And they were kind of wet when I took them back with me because I had to fly back to Lima to fly back home. But it actually kind of smells good. Wait, it smells like incense or whatever they had over there. But they just dried in the bag. It took a while because they were drying wound up like that. But I definitely want to make a Peru inspired pattern. I don't know what I can make with this, probably like a hat. The yarn itself though is pretty thin. I think it's just usually meant for weaving. They actually taught me how to spin as well, which was really cool. I think I will double it though, and maybe yeah, I think I have to double it. But yeah, I want to make a Peru inspired pattern so much because that experience honestly meant a lot to me. Because I love experiences, and I love crafting experiences in different places. And of all the things I've ever done, like of all the tours, all that kind of stuff I've ever done, that was literally the coolest thing I've ever done, and the most me thing I've ever done as well. Yeah, the way that they had it set up was amazing. And then I was able to weave a little bracelet by the end of it too with their hand-dyed yarn, which is really cool. But yeah, so on that trip I took with me I'm gonna insert a picture here as well. It's my Qi Pao dress, which I'm actually wearing a Qi Pao top right now, but basically this is a pattern by me, and I'm working on writing the pattern right now. And I will like post something for test knitters when I'm done or close to being done with the pattern. But anyway, so this dress is made with Knitting for Olive pure silk, and I used the split pea green color, and I actually made an Ophelia top with that same color as well. But this is like a different dye. I think it's a different dye lot because I bought it a couple months later at the same store in Copenhagen. So I knit it from the back, and then like you cast on for the shoulders, and then I have the keyhole in the front, the mandarin collar, and then you just knit it all the way down, and then it has lace and picot edges at the very bottom. And it has shaping as well, which is something I used to add to like almost all of my pieces. I kind of stopped doing it with some of the cardigans though, just because I wanted them to have room to put like clothes underneath. But yeah, this one is more of a form-fitting dress, and I'm really excited for it. This was honestly, it was really tough to think about how to make this pattern, but like after it actually was supposed to be a cap sleeve pattern, and I'm still gonna make something with a cap sleeve, but I made a mistake and the shoulder ended up being too short to do the cap sleeve, so I was just like, we're just gonna make it like a razor back tank top looking, because that's also a traditional Chinese style, like without the sleeves. So either way, but I still will try to do the cap sleeve one. There's just so many Chinese or just Asian inspired pattern ideas that are in my head, especially like this one too. I'm really excited. I'm doing a lot of my own designs this year. I did a lot of like other people's designs last year, which I really enjoyed as well. I had some of my own in there, but I do think it's going to be like a slower knitting year for me, just because there's going to be more thinking and unraveling involved and pattern writing involved. So my test knitters are about halfway through with the Great Expectations cardigan, which I'll insert a picture of here. But that should be on Ravelry, I think, within the next month or so. I'm really excited for that. I feel like I'm in my designer era, which is really exciting. But yeah, so that dress is my latest project. I haven't knit anything else besides that and this since the terracotta sweat. I keep pointing over here because my closet is over here with the with all my knits. So yeah, and onto some of my favorite spring projects. So I actually made a video, like a reel on YouTube, I'm sorry, on Instagram, with my favorite spring tops, and for some reason that one got a lot of views, so I guess people are interested in my favorite spring pieces. So the first ones that I included on there were my Tamara Jordan Star-Crossed Knits, Ophelia Blouses, and Tanks. Those ones I've gotten a good amount of use out of. I also included the Peigi vest by Alice Starmore. And speaking of Starmore, I just made a video. I don't know which one I'm gonna upload first. I'm probably gonna upload that one first because it's shorter, but it basically talks about all the different techniques or just like tips in general I have before you start your first Starmore projects. Everything I wish I had known, just everything in general, like cohesive guide. And so that is one of them. I think it only took me like a week or 10 days to finish knitting that because it was just a vest and I didn't have to do the sleeves. And I always knit the body really fast because I'm just excited, you know, like I made that flow sleeve, I want to knit it. But that one is very springy, like a lot of spring motifs going on there because it's pinks and purples and blues. I'm trying to think of what else I included in that video. I think I also had my my Pomona sweater, which is that strawberry sweater over here, because it's strawberries, you know, it may still be cold in the springtime, so you want to have some like a cozy little sweater, and it has fun strawberries on it. What else did I include? I think I included, no, I don't think I included this, but I'm still gonna include it in my video anyways. But oh wait, so the Love Letter Tank by Kika here, this was included in that video, but I would also say the Salior Swift top by Kika here, I'm gonna insert it, because those are both really nice tank tops. So I used like the Line, maybe Tin Line for the Love Letter top. That lace is pretty complicated though, so I would say that I recommend it for more of an advanced knitter. And for the Salior Swift top, you don't need to be an advanced knitter. It's actually quite an easy project to do, and it's knit with Mandarin Petite, so it's a cotton yarn. But yeah, those are my spring projects that I can think of to share with you right now. I am working very hard on getting that pattern out for the green dress. Like I'm so excited for that, guys. Like I think that is one of the coolest, or just like the most unique things I've knit, because I haven't knit a dress ever. I've knit skirts, but I haven't knit a dress. So it was also like a dream of mine to do the Mandarin collar thing and the whole keyhole, because I have these tops that I'm sure they've been, I actually am positive they've been in the videos, because I got comments on them saying like where I bought them from. They're these long sleeve, either black or white tops with the Mandarin collar and then the keyhole over there. I actually bought those in a mall in Beijing. I actually have 2 of the black and 2 of the white. I bought 1 black and 1 white the first time I went there, but then when I was in Shanghai, my friend from Hong Kong asked her friend in Beijing if she could mail me the tops from Beijing to Shanghai because I couldn't go to Beijing. And she did, and it got there like the day before I left, which was so fortunate that I got those, because I legitimately take those on every single trip. I wear them all the time. They're definitely the most worn piece in my wardrobe, so I wanted to make something practical that I would love wearing, because it's just like a nice basic top but with a little bit of twist, you know. It's form-fitting, which is nice. I'm hyping up these tops a lot. You can get them, you don't have to get them in that mall in Beijing. You can get them in like online as well, like very similar versions of them. I shouldn't even think that they make those tops anymore, because I think I bought the last ones that they had in this, or my friend bought them for me, the last ones that they had. Sorry guys. But hey, I will probably make a knitting project where you can make your own if you want. They go really nicely with any skirt because they're just like a basic black or white top, and they look great, honestly. I love them. But yeah, that's the little story behind my favorite tops of all time. And actually these tops are from my mom, and she bought them in Chinatown in LA back in the 90s, and she has a bunch of them. Now I wear them because I think they're really chic, vintage-ish. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.